You've got your eyes set on Australia, land of sunshine, surfboards, and cities where rush hour still somehow includes people stopping for coffee. But here's the twist. Getting permanent residency isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It's more like being invited to a very exclusive party where each state is the bouncer with their own dress code, guest list, and set of secret handshakes. Sure, the dream is clear. Swapping grey skies for golden beaches and living in a place where even the wildlife has personality. But before you start packing, you'll need to figure out which state actually wants you, because in Australia's PR game, every state and territory is running its own matchmaking service, and they're not all looking for the same type of applicant. So in this video, we're going to line them up, look at their wish lists, and figure out where your chances of getting that PR nod are highest, without you wasting time chasing the ones who are clearly not that into you. Why states have different requirements. Australia is made up of states and territories, and each runs its own skilled migration program under the 190 and 491 visa categories. The federal government sets the big picture rules, but the states decide which skills they need most. So, while one state might desperately want electricians, another could be begging for social workers. Think of it like Australia's version of a talent draft. Each state picks who they want, based on their own skill shortages, population goals, and development plans. 1. New South Wales. Let's start with New South Wales. It's Australia's most populous state, home to Sydney, and possibly the most competitive when it comes to PR nominations. The 190 visa here is invitation-based, meaning you can't just apply whenever you feel like it. You lodge your expression of interest in Skill Select. And if New South Wales likes your profile, they send you an invite. Their list covers a wide range of occupations, but they usually lean towards higher points. If you're sitting at 65 points thinking Sydney's just going to call you, think again. For the 491 visa, New South Wales splits the regions into multiple zones, each with its own occupation list. To apply, you often need to either be living in that region or have a job offer there. New South Wales has great opportunities, but expect high competition and high points, and yes, rent in Sydney will hurt your feelings. 2. Victoria. Next, Victoria. Melbourne is the main attraction here. Coffee, culture, and unpredictable weather. Victoria takes a skills-based approach for both 190 and 491 visas. They prioritize skills in areas like health, STEM, and education, but they're flexible with others if your skills benefit the state's economy. What's different is their focus on talent contribution. They want to see how you can make a real impact in your field. You can be living anywhere, either onshore or offshore, when you apply for a 190 nomination in Victoria. But for the 491, mostly favors people already living and working in regional Victoria. Victoria is more about contribution and impact than just ticking boxes. Also, get ready for weather that can give you all 4 seasons in a single day. 3. Queensland. Queensland's pitch is simple. Sunshine, beaches, and a slightly more relaxed vibe. But their PR process? Not as relaxed as you'd think. For the 190 visa, you generally need to be living and working in Queensland in your nominated occupation to increase your chances of getting a nomination. They're strict about the minimum work experience in the state before applying. The 491 visa offers more options, including for small business owners in regional Queensland. What's interesting is their small business pathway. If you buy or start a business in a regional area, employ locals, and meet certain turnover requirements, they may nominate you. Queensland is great if you're already working there or willing to start a business. And yes, it's sunny, but don't underestimate cyclone season. 4. South Australia. South Australia is like the quietly ambitious friend who doesn't brag but gets the job done. Adelaide is the capital, and the state is actively trying to attract migrants. Their occupation list is massive compared to others, and they have multiple streams for offshore, onshore, graduates, and even people willing to work in regional areas. They're also one of the more welcoming states for offshore applicants, especially if your occupation is in high demand. For some streams, they reduce work experience requirements if you commit to living in regional South Australia. They've even been known to invite people in occupations other states ignore. They are flexible, welcoming, and with a lower cost of living than the big capitals. 5. Western Australia. Western Australia has been ramping up its skilled migration program recently. Perth is the main city, but they also push for people to consider regional areas. They have two occupation lists, one for general skilled migration and one for graduate migration. If you've studied in Western Australia, you get extra pathways. For some streams, you need to have a job offer in Western Australia, but they've been loosening rules to fill skill shortages. Offshore applicants are welcome for many occupations, especially in trades, health, and engineering. They are a strong option if you're in mining, construction, or healthcare. Just remember, Perth is closer to Bali than Sydney, so you'll feel a bit isolated from the rest of Australia. 6. Tasmania. Tasmania is small, green, and very keen to attract migrants. Hobart is the capital, and the state offers several nomination pathways. You can apply through working in Tasmania, studying there, having family connections, or even if you have a job offer. Offshore applicants with skills in demand can also get invited, especially for the 491 visa. One of Tasmania's big selling points is its willingness to consider applicants with realistic settlement plans, not just high points. They're also known for being responsive and transparent in their communication. Tasmania is friendly and accessible, especially if you're happy living in a smaller community. But brace yourself for cool winters. 7. Northern Territory. Northern Territory is the smallest jurisdiction population-wise, with Darwin as its main city. They're open to skilled migrants, but have clear settlement requirements. You generally need to have lived and worked in Northern Territory for a certain period before applying for nomination. They want people who genuinely plan to stay long-term, not those just looking for an easy PR backdoor. The occupation list is broad, but priority is given to people already in the territory or with strong job offers. It's great if you love tropical climates and can handle the slower pace. If you don't like the heat, this might not be your match. 8. Australian Capital Territory. Finally, Australian Capital Territory, home to Canberra, the nation's capital. They run a points-based Canberra matrix system, which is different from the standard skill select points. You get points for things like your occupation, English level, and even your partner's skills. It's competitive, but they publish cutoff scores after each round, so you can gauge your chances. For most streams, you must be living and working there before applying, though they do have some limited options for overseas applicants in certain occupations. They have a very structured process, transparent with results, but not for people who want to skip straight to Sydney or Melbourne. Australia's state nomination system is less about finding the easiest option and more about finding the best fit for your skills and lifestyle. Pick the one that matches your skills, your goals, and yes, your tolerance for their weather.